Rain lashed down, wind howled through the trees. The highway, slick and shiny, stretched ahead. It was the kind of night that made you want to be anywhere but alone on that deserted road. But there I was, driving home from a late meeting. My headlights cut through the darkness, revealing nothing but the endless ribbon of asphalt. The radio crackled with static, a fitting soundtrack to the eerie night. I shivered, pulling my jacket tighter around me. Suddenly a figure emerged from the darkness. A young woman, her hair plastered to her head, her clothes soaked through. She stood by the side of the road, her thumb outstretched, desperation in her eyes. I hesitated. Picking up hitchhikers wasn't a smart move, especially on a night like this, but something about her vulnerability tugged at my conscience. With a sigh, I pulled over. She slid into the passenger seat, bringing with her the chill of the night. "Thank you," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the storm. She gave me an address a few miles up the road. We drove in silence. The only sounds were the relentless rain and the low hum of the engine. I tried to make small talk to break the tension, but she only offered short, quiet replies, her gaze fixed on her lap. Section 4. The Missing Hitchhiker. We reached her turnoff. I glanced over, expecting a nod of thanks. But the passenger seat was empty. Confusion washed over me. Had she gotten out while I wasn't looking? I was sure the doors were locked. I shook my head, attributing it to the tricks my tired mind was playing. It was the storm, the late hour, playing with my senses. Section 5. A Mother's Anguish. I continued driving. The address the girl had given me was for a modest farmhouse set back from the road. A light flickered in the window. As I pulled into the driveway, an older woman rushed out. Her face was etched with worry. "Have you seen my daughter?" she cried, her voice raw with desperation. "She went out earlier and hasn't come back. She's wearing a blue dress, just like..." Her words trailed off as her eyes widened in horror. Section 6. A chilling revelation. She was staring at the back seat, empty, just as it had been since I'd picked up the girl. I stumbled back, my blood turning to ice. The woman's voice trembled as she told me about her daughter, how she had died years ago on this very night, hit by a car while walking home. I fled that night, the memory of the vanishing hitchhiker seared into my mind. Now, every time I drive on a rainy night, I can't help but glance at the passenger seat, and I wonder, is she out there still searching for a ride home?